All right, Shalom Israel. It's priest and officer of 50 Shiraj, coming out of Rochester, New York. All right, I.S.U.P.K, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York. All right, and we go out there, and we teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans what their true nationality is. All right, because we've been led to believe that that we're black, that we're Puerto Rican, all these bywords and stuff like that was put on us during slavery, and we've grown up brainwashed to thinking that that's our, you feel me, that's our nationality. All right, when our true God-given nationality is we are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, and today we going over the skin color. All right, I guess you could say skin color, but we're basically going over that the prophets and the Messiah, Yahawashi Mashiach, weren't actually dark-skinned men. All right, they were Israelites and they were dark-skinned men. All right, not like the so-called fake Jew that lives in Israel today. All right, they go around telling, and everyone thinks that they're the true Jews when they're not. All right, so we're gonna get into it. All right, the first scripture we're gonna go over is let's go over Revelations. We're gonna start with Revelations. All right, and we're gonna actually break down what Yahawashi really looked like, because a lot of the Christians in the Christian church they teach us that Jesus is all colors, or it doesn't matter what color Yahawashi was, and stuff like that, when that's not the case. All right, because it actually does give not a full physical, but it actually gives a physical what's the word I'm looking for? A physical look, how he actually looked. All right, so let's get into it. The book of Revelation. All right, and the revelation is the revealing. All right, this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. All right, and it says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, all right, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, the 7 candlesticks are basically the 7 churches that were set up in Asia Minor, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and this is the vision that John the Revelator got, and Yahawashi basically. Let's start with let me see if I can find it. Salaki, give me a second. Oh. Let me see, Revelation 1 and 13. Okay, let's start at Revelations 1 and 10. All right, John the Revelator was saying, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, all right, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet. All right, we all know that Yahawashi, he had a voice of many waters. All right, he had a real authoritative voice when he spoke. All right, when he spoke, you listened. All right, when you heard him speak, you sat and you listened. All right. All right, and this is verse 11. All right, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, write it in a book. All right, so to all those Christians and all those people out there that say that Yahawashi has no color, or they never put what Yahawashi looked like in Slakia, Yahawashi is the Hebrew name, the true Hebrew name for what the world calls Jesus today. All right, but they say that he didn't have a physical color, or stuff like that, or he was like he was olive toned, or things like that. When and also they also say that it doesn't matter. All right, but clearly when John received the revelation, or the revealing, or the vision, clearly Yahawashi, and this is in red letters, clearly Yahawashi said, and what thou seest, write it in a book. All right, so Yahawashi told John, what you see, write it down, because he knew that in these days people were going to question what he looked like. All right, he knew that they were going to change the likeness of his image, all right, to fit the other nationality, the oppressor, all right, the so-called white man. All right, that white Jesus, or that picture of that guy that everyone's worshiping, that every grandma and all you Christian pastors and stuff like that got in your walls, got on your wall. That's not the true biblical image of Christ. All right, he was not a so-called white man with blue hair. I mean, with blue eyes and brown hair with a perm. All right, he did not. He did not look like that. All right, but let's keep on going. All right, what thou seest, write it in a book and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia. All right, so he told John, what you see, write it down and send it to the 7 churches so they can put this word out. All right, because everyone thinks that, because he knew that in the end days, everyone's going to try and switch up what he looked like. All right, to fit their agenda. All right. Unto Ephesus and Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so those are the set. That's where those places where the 7 churches were located in Asia. All right. So this is let's jump down to 13 now. Okay. And I turned, Matsalaki, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. All right. So the midst of the 7 candlesticks, as I just read, those were the 7 churches in Asia. All right. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. All right. Who is the Son of Man? That's one of Yahawashi's many titles. All right. The Son of Man. Okay. One like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. So he had a garment on, just like you see us wear today. All right. He had a long garment on down to the foot, and girt about the paps. So he had a war belt, like a war girdle around his, to protect his midsection. All right. And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So not only was this a regular war belt, but this was a golden war belt that he wore. All right. Let's go down to 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. All right. White is the color, wool is the texture. All right. White like wool. Who has woolly hair? Sheep. All right. Have you ever seen a sheep? A sheep's fur is real, thick and it's woolly. All right. You can see a little bit of it coming out but yeah, it's thick and woolly. All right. And it was white. His eyes were as a flame of fire. All right. I was having a conversation today with somebody, and they didn't believe when I showed them the scripture. They didn't believe it. They thought that his eyes were brown. And I'm just like, no, that picture, that picture, that's just that's because that person was going off of the Caesar Borgia. So I was trying to break it down to them, and they weren't having it. All right. So, but it says his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass. All right. So if you look at the feet, usually with a lot of people, their feet are a lighter color than the rest of their body. All right. But it says here his feet was like unto fine brass. All right. What is brass? All right. Have you ever looked at a penny or a piece of copper? It's that brown. It's a brownish color. All right. So it's a light brown, I guess you can say. But it also says as if they burned in a furnace. All right. So his feet looked like they were fine brass as it was burned in a furnace. All right. Have you ever took a penny and put a flame to it or something like that? Like it turns black. All right. Or have you ever took a penny and put it in a fire? All right. It turns black as if it was burned in a furnace. Okay. So this is a real dark skin. He was real dark skin. He was a dark skinned man. Okay. And his voice as the sound of many waters. All right. He had a real authoritative voice. When he spoke, people stopped and listened. All right. When he spoke, he demanded authority. All right. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So this right here is the revelation of Jesus Christ. This was what John the Revelator seen in a vision, and Yahawashi told him to write it down in the book. He knew people were going to try and change his image. All right. But you can't change the image in the Bible. All right. You can't change these words. All right. A lot of people say, oh, the Bible's been tampered with to fit their own agendas and all that. Well, this is the King James 1611 version. All right. So this is the most accurate version of the Bible. All right. But he was a very dark-skinned man. All right. And when he spoke, he demanded authority. All right. But let's keep on going. All right, the book of Daniel. We're still going over how the Israelites, the prophets, Yahawashi, they were all dark-skinned people. All right. Well, they ranged from dark to light, but they were melanated people. All right. Let's get into it. All right, because the Christian church, they brainwashed us into believing that Jesus had no color, or what's one that I heard? He was rainbow colored. He's every color or any color you want him to be. When that's not in the Bible. All right, I just read in Revelations that he's a dark skinned man. All right, a dark skinned man that demanded authority when he spoke. Okay, so like let me find the book of Daniel. All right. But yeah, he demanded authority when he spoke. All right, you turned your head, you sat down, and you shut up and you listened. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. All right, this is another scripture. All right, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. All right, and the Ancient of Days did sit. All right, now the Ancient of Days, that's another title for the Most High. All right, the Ancient of Days, because he's been here from the beginning. He's going to be here till the end. All right, long after the end. All right, he's been here. He's been here. All right, and the Ancient of Days did sit. All right, whose garment was white as snow. All right, so he had a very white. It was. You ever seen like fresh snow that hasn't been stepped on or anything like that? And there's nothing wrong. Like it's pure. All right, he had a pure white garment. All right. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. Okay. Again, his hair was like the pure wool, like a sheep. You know, it was real thick, and it was I guess you could say nappy in a way. All right, because a sheep's wool is nappy. All right. I mean, black people were the ones with the nappy hair, you know. But anyways, his throne, who's and the hair of his head like the pure wool. All right, his head was like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame. All right, so he sat on a throne of fire. Okay, and his wheels is burning fire. All right, so that's going into another concept, but basically it says that his hair was like the pure wool. All right, so if Yahweh, and even in the book of Genesis, let me see if I can find it right quick. Even in the book of Genesis, when it said that we were formed of the dust of the earth. All right, even if you look at that, if you look at that, what color is the dirt? What color is the dust of the earth? You feel me? It ranges in different colors from light brown to dark brown. All right, so and the Most High, he made us in our image. So that right there, should tell you something. But anyways, let's get back on track. All right. So let's give you another one. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5. All right. Salaki, give me a second. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5. We're gonna start at verse 5. All right. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. So this is another man that had a golden war belt on. All right. Fine gold of Uphaz. All right. Verse 6. His body also was like the beryl. All right. When it says his body also was like the beryl is basically just the color of his garment. All right. And if you look up the word beryl, Beryl, it's just like a real dark, deep green. All right. It's a real dark, deep green color. All right. Like what's the best way I can kind of let me see if I can no, I really can't give you an accurate description. I mean, not description, but example. But all right, it's basically saying he had on a green garment, all right, with a gold war belt. Okay. And his face as the appearance of lightning. All right. Now, if you think about lightning, Lightning is a very serious, dangerous, scary thing to watch, I guess you could say. Not scary, but it's when you see lightning, you stop and you be like, oh, like you know how it, all right. With the appearance of lightning, this meant that he didn't have a smile, like he wasn't smiling. All right, he had a real mean mug. He had a real like authoritative look on him. All right, like he wants you to, like all right. Um, and his eyes as lamps of fire. There it goes again. He had eyes as lamps of fire. All right, his eyes was red. He liked to drink. All right, he what did they call him? The Sadducees or the Pharisees, like they called him a wine bibber. All right, they thought that he just liked to drink and eat all day. They thought he was, but when a black man drinks, their eyes turn red. All right, not in all cases, but in most cases, when a man drinks, their eyes turn red. Okay, so it's saying that his face was as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes were the lamps of fire. All right, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. There it goes again. His arms and feet. In Revelation, it was just saying his feet, but now it's saying his arms and his feet. Okay, were like in the color to polished brass. All right, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. There it goes again. When he spoke like a multitude. When you hear a crowd of people talking, you stop and stare. You listen. All right, it catches your attention. All right, same thing here. Okay. Salaki, give me a second. But yeah, anyways, yeah. So the Israel. All right. So these scriptures I'm giving are physical appearances. All right, of what not just the prophets, but Yahawashi. All right, Yahawashi does have a color. All right, it's not like when he was born see through. All right, that's idiotic. All right, to all you people that think that he was a rainbow colored person or whatever color you thought of, that's the color he turned to. Like, no, he wasn't a chameleon. He was a dark skinned melanated man. All right, with red eyes, and he spoke with authority. All right, when he opened his mouth, you shut up and you listen. All right. Not just that, but not just Yahawashi, the prophets, the biblical Israelites were melanated. All right, they all had skin color of some form. All right, I mean, if you think about it, living in the desert, you'd be a dark skinned person. All right, you'd be in some form of way, you'd have melanin to protect you from the sun. Okay. Let's keep on going. All right. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. All right. Jeremiah 14:2. All right. I just showed you that Yahawashi and the Most High had melanin. All right. They were like, if they had melanin, they were dark skinned people. They are. All right. Let me see. We going into Jeremiah. Just give me a second. All right. Going into the book of Jeremiah. All right. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah. All right. So again, we're going over how the biblical Israelites, the ancient Israelites, Yahawashi, the prophets, they were all dark-skinned melanated people. All right. Those the so-called Jewish man that's living in Israel today, they are not the true Jew. All right. The true Jews are the brothers and sisters that's in the ghettos, that's going through the curses. All right. That's dealing with the high abortion rate. All right. Damn near 1 million babies are being aborted every year. All right. Brothers that's can't find a job. Brothers that's caught up in the system and keep going in and out of jail. All right. Those are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible that the Bible speaks of. All right. All right, let's go into it. All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. All right. It says Judah mourneth. All right. That right there, Judah. All right. Judah, that's where the term Jew comes from. All right. It's like a shortened word of the word Jew. All right, it's short. It comes from it comes from Judah, which is a tribe of Israel. All right, one of Israel's sons. All right, Judah mourneth, and Judah is in mourning right now. All right, how are we in mourning? We got to deal with the abortion. All right, there's a high rate of kids being kidnapped right now. All right, there's a lot of wickedness going on in our own communities that we need to wake up and come out of that. All right, we need to realize that this book was written for us. All right, and we need to start coming back to our true heritage. All right, we need to stop following these high holy days, these holidays, these American holidays, right? Like the 4th of July. All right, we were still in slavery during the 4th of July. All right, so the 4th of July can't be for us. All right, other Memorial Day, Christmas, Halloween. These are all American made, man-made holidays. All right, that all, if not all, then 2/3 of them have pagan origins. All right, they come from wicked holidays that that the Romans and the Greeks and those other nations follow. All right, even a birthday. All right, we weren't, that's not in our culture to celebrate birthdays. That was an ancient Egyptian custom. All right, but Salakia for the sidebar, but let's keep on. Judah mourneth. All right, we're mourning. All right, we're going through the trial. We're going through curses every day. All right, family members dying, high blood pressure, cancer, all this other things. All right, and the gates thereof languish. All right, the gates are our leadership. All right, our leaders are failing us. All right, not just our leaders are failing us, but also leaders that we had in the past. All right, they were assassinated, things of that nature. Now in this day and age, we consider these celebrities and stuff like that to be their leaders, to be our leaders, when they're really not even looking out for us right now. They're pushing the agenda of the oppressor. All right, they're pushing the agenda of worry about you. It's all about you when it's not all about one person. All right, Israel is a nation. All right, there's 12 tribes. We're a nation. You feel me? How can we sit there and say we need to worry about ourselves when as a community we're all messed up? All right, we need to start coming together and actually get our gates back. All right, we need strong leaders to actually you know protect the community. All right, that is what the ISUPK is here for. All right, we protect our community. All right, we love our people. We take care of our people. All right, we love them so much that we go out there and we try to teach them the nationality, even though they'd rather go and go to the club or do drugs or do whatever the case may be. All right, but anyways, um and the gates thereof languish. All right, our leaders are in languish right now. All right, our communities, we have no leadership. We have nobody to steer us right from wrong. All right, or protect us. All right, they are black unto the ground. All right, they are black. That is saying it right there. They are black unto the ground. All right, now black is not only a color, it's a state of mind or a state of being. But in this case, it's going both ways. All right, because the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, we are in language right now. All right, we are in language. We are dealing with drugs in our communities. Brothers robbing each other. Even outside forces, cops, the other nations is, come pick us up, kill us whenever they feel like, and they get off. All right. In Rochester, New York, yeah, I know, the little 9-year-old girl, the cop showed up because the mom was arguing with her daughter. The cop showed up. They didn't even care about what was going on. They took that little girl and slammed her dead in the snow. She didn't have no coat on, nothing. All right. That's a state of being that's what we're going through as a people. All right, Daniel Prue, you feel me? That brother, they had that brother out in 20 and 15, 10, 20, whatever, I don't remember, but it was winter. All right. In the video, it was snowing. All right. And there's 4 or 5 cops on this man while he's naked. Like they didn't bother to give him a blanket, nothing. All right. They didn't even bother to try and figure out the situation. All right. They just tackled the man and did push-ups on his head. All right. That's That's the state that we are in as a community. All right, we are black unto the ground, but we are also, like it said, we're melanated. All right, but it's we're the ones that's going through it. All right. Um, it's all type of. I can't think of, for some odd reason. There's so much stuff going on. I can't think of one specific. The brother recently, the brother that was in the Family Dollar, and I guess they say he was trying to rob the Family Dollar. Honestly, I don't know the whole story, but what I do know and seen from the video is that that whole thing could have went a different way. You feel me? The cops, they could have used better training than what they used. All right, they just ran up in there with guns, pointed them at the brother, scared the brother. I don't know what the backstory is, so I can't really go too deep into it. All right, but this is what it means by we're black unto the ground. All right, we're dark skinned, but we're also in a messed up state of being as a community, as a whole, as a nation. All right, but let's get back on track. All right, we're going to the book of Ezekiel. Yeah, the book of Ezekiel. All right, chapter 1. But yeah, we are the so-called Israelites. We're dark-skinned people. All right, we're dark-skinned people, range from different colors. All right, but pretty much that's where I'm getting at. All right, Ezekiel 1 and 5. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5. All right, so not just the people of Israel, all right, not just the nation, Yahawashi, the Most High, but also the angels. The angels are dark skinned too. All right. Now I was having a conversation with a brother. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but he didn't believe that the angels were even described in this book. All right, and he's supposed to be a pastor. All right, and he was trying to say that it was I don't even remember what he was saying, but he pretty much didn't believe that this book is the black man's book. All right, and when I told him that the angels were black, he pretty much like didn't believe me. All right, and even when I pulled this scripture, he didn't believe it. All right, he thought I was talking about something different. But also out of the midst thereof, all right, came the likeness of four living creatures. All right, so Ezekiel, he seen it was four creatures. All right, he seen four creatures, and it specifically says creatures. It doesn't say people. All right, it just says creatures. All right, but it also says, and this was their appearance. So it is describing the angels in this book. All right, so I can't, I don't know how the Slovakia, the Christian church got us, led us to believe that the angels were little white chunky babies with diapers that shot little arrows, like Cupid shot little arrows and had the little baby wings, and they floated around and protected people and stuff like that, when in all actuality that is completely false. All right, they're not babies, they're not white, they're not blonde hair, blue eye white babies. No, they're not. All right. um let's get into it. All right, but it says that this is their appearance. All right, it did describe what the angels look like. It does describe what the angels look like. All right, and this is their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. All right, so they looked like a man. All right, and every one had four faces. All right, and every one had four wings. So I don't want to go too deep into it because I can do another class on the chariots and the angels and all that, but this is given the physical appearance, all right, of what they look like. All right, so they had four faces and four wings. All right. I don't know about you, but this doesn't even sound like a little white baby to me. All right, off rip, it says they had four faces and four wings. All right, this is what the true angels look like. All right, verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. That's basically saying, how would I put it? I guess the closest I could say is what I want to say, ninjas. I guess you could say the ninjas. You know how the ninjas, they wore the the shoes with the split, like it was a split. All right, that's pretty much how a calf's foot is. It's split. All right, but basically this is the shoes that they wore. Yeah, they wore shoes. All right, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. So again, like I said earlier, usually someone's foot is a bit lighter than the rest of their appearance. But it says here that their foot sparkled like burnished brass. All right. So it means that if their feet were as the color of burnished brass, then I would think that the rest of their body would be something of the same sort. All right. Whether you pretty, it says, let me say it one more time, like the color of burnished brass. All right. So this brass was burnt. All right. So there's no more to really expound on that. All right. They if their foot is brown, then 9 times out of 10 the rest of your body is either darker or probably a little lighter. But it says burnished brass, so they were dark skinned. All right. The angels are dark skinned. All right. The angels are black. All right. The Yahawashi is black. The angels are black. The Most High is black. The prophets is black. All right. The nation of Israel, we're considered black. All right. All types of let me see. We're gonna get into that. I'm gonna expound a little farther on that when I get a little more into it. But everybody was pretty much dark. Everyone had melanin. All right. The so-called Jewish man in Israel, they're facing an alarming rate of skin cancer because their bodies cannot take the sun. They're not built to live in that type of environment. All right. And I don't know why everyone thinks that. I don't know, because they live in the land of Israel. They think that they're Jewish. I don't know, the whitewash and the what's the other word I'm looking for? The whitewash and the corruption and the misleading information that the Christian church and pretty much the world gave us is astounding. All right, because all these scriptures that I'm pulling up, it shows the complete opposite of what we were taught in school. Okay. Let's let me see. Okay, that goes into, but yeah, all right. Even the angels, they had burnished brass feet, which means that the rest of their body is more likely burnished brass. It looks like burnished brass. All right, they were dark. All right. Okay, let's keep on going. All right, let's go to the Songs of Solomon. All right, we're gonna go to the Song of Solomon, and let's keep on going with this. All right, but yeah, everybody, pretty much everybody in this book, besides, I can't really put a number on it, but pretty much everybody in this book is dark skinned. All right, even shoot, King James, the brother that he didn't write the book. I guess he more like he authorized it. He had Hebrew, and he had Hebrew scholars come in and translate from the ancient Hebrew, Latin, and Greek, if I'm not mistaken. Ancient Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. I think those are the 3 languages that they translated out of. All right, but even King James, he was a black man. All right, so it's like, yeah, let's keep on going into it. All right, this is the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. All right, I am black but comely. All right, this was the King Solomon. He's saying this, all right, out of his own mouth. All right, I am black but comely. What does that mean? He's basically yelling out, I am black and beautiful. All right, I am black and beautiful. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. All right, so he's talking to the women. You feel me? He's letting the women know I'm black and beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud. All right, like James Brown said it in the song. You feel me? I'm black and I'm proud. You feel me? This is what King Solomon was saying right here. He's talking to the women, but he was letting it be known I'm black and beautiful. All right. As the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. All right. He's basically comparing his color to how, you know, how curtain Kedar is basically it was another not a village. It was another place, you know, and I guess they had black tents or whatever. But basically he's going off of his skin color, right? He's comparing his skin color and he's letting it be known that I am black and beautiful. All right, I'm black and I'm proud. All right. Let's let me drop down to 6. This is verse 6. All right. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. All right. So a lot of people will try to switch it up and say, oh, that's not what he meant. Or basically they were saying, oh, I'm black. They like to say it was in a state of mind because all this other stuff. When he's literally saying the sun, don't look at me because I'm black, because the sun hath looked upon me. All right. He's basically saying, yeah, I've been in the sun. I'm dark and I'm beautiful. All right. Hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They may be the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept. That actually goes into a whole nother class, but basically I wanted to go into how that's what I wanted to go over. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. All right, King Solomon was black. Ezekiel seen the angels, and he said the angels were black. All right, John the Revelator seen Yahawashi. He's black. All right. Daniel had a vision of the Most High, black. All right. King Solomon is black. All right. In the book of Jeremiah, it said that Judah mourneth. All right. That's talking about the whole tribe. All right. That can also go over the whole nation, but Judah mourneth, and they are black unto the ground. All right. It's all through this. All right. If the Christians would actually read and actually start teaching this in the churches, then that'll probably be it. All right, that'll probably be it, because we hold on to an ideology of uh, uh, um the white man is better than us. All right, which that's not you know, that's not true. We were made to be better than them in all forms of ways. All right, like there's there was a little experiment that they did with a bunch of kids, and they had a little black Barbie doll and a white Barbie doll, and they asked all the kids, they were black kids and white kids, but they asked all the kids which doll is the more beautiful doll, and pretty much most, if not all, of the kids were pointing at the white doll. All right, even the little black girls. You feel me? Like, we're all stuck in a mindset of we think that the white man is better than us. All right, when that's brainwashed. We were brainwashed into believing that. All right. We were brainwashed into believing that, and we need to start coming out of that. We need to start getting out of that that mindset. All right. We're going to the book of Job. All right, we're still going. But yeah, so the so far I'm bringing out that all of the Israelites are black. Our Messiah, the King of Israel, he's black. King Solomon, dark. You know, everyone's black. All right, so we need to start getting out of them Christian churches where they got us, you know, sitting there singing and dancing, and you pay your tithes, but you didn't learn anything. All right, they didn't teach you anything. All right, when this is all through from Genesis to Revelations, this is going all through it. All right. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30. All right, and it says, hold on, this is the book of Job, verse 30. Okay, right here. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heats. All right, let me say it one more time. I'm gonna say it a little slower. My skin, he says, my skin. All right. So you can't say, oh, this is a state of mind because he lost all of his family. And like, no, he's saying his skin. All right. He's saying his skin. My skin is black upon me and my bones are burned with heat. All right. My skin is black upon me and my bones are burned with heat. All right. Like there's really, you really can't, I don't know. I don't know how people take my skin is black and turn it into, oh, he was sad. Like, wait, what about his skin? He's saying his skin is black. Like his skin is sad. I don't get it. I don't get the breakdowns that I don't know. All right. But it's time for us to start, coming out of this and start waking up and actually reading this Bible. All right. Um that's I got one more chapter. I got one more verse before I wrap this class up because it's kind of late. Um, I'm gonna do another class later. I'm gonna do probably another class on the color scriptures next week. But this is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Let me just get there first. All right. But yeah, I don't know how a lot of these scriptures are. I don't even know how. I don't know. I guess we're just that as a people, we're just that susceptible to I guess just taking someone tells us something, we just take it for face value without even looking into it. But the Bible says, study and show yourself approved. All right. So if someone comes to you and say, oh, this is in the Bible, then you need to pull that scripture out, whatever, you need to prove it. All right. But also if someone tells you something's in the Bible, you have to go home and you have to study. You have to go over the scriptures and actually try to figure out, like, okay, is this what this brother's actually, is this what it actually is? Or because a lot of times, especially if it's coming from a Christian, they're taught, they're stuck in a mindset of love and happiness and flowers and daisies and God loves everybody and doing the little Holy Ghost and shaking and foaming out the mouth and all that other crazy stuff like that. That right there is where clearly all through these scriptures it says that the prophets were dark skinned, they were black. Our king, he's black. God, if you want to call him that, God just means power, higher authority. All right, God, he's black. If he chose to manifest himself, he's gonna be black. All right, he's not gonna come in a with a harp and nah. That's Christian rhetoric. That's for the movies. All right, because the Most High, he's the God of the niggas. All right, that's pretty much what it is. All right. It's like Acts 13:1 I want to get into. But yeah, you feel me? This book, it's not all love as the Christians say. There is love, but it's love for your people, your nation, your community. Right? That's why we out there trying to wake up our brothers and sisters to their true nationality. All right, we not niggas, we not spics. All right, we're not all the other bywords that they put on us. All right, we're not that. All right. Yeah, we're not that. All right, because our true God-given right, our true God-given nationality are the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, you're either Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so on and so forth. All right. But this is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. All right. Now there were in the church that was Antioch certain prophets and teachers. All right. So there was a church in Antioch, and there was prophets, certain, it says certain prophets. All right. Not all, like it was a certain point where it wasn't just the apostles and Yahawashi going out there. In a way, you can say that back in the ancient days, there was multiple camps or schools, just as there is today. All right, there was multiple schools, multiple camps. All right, but also who had the truth. That's what you got to look at. Who had the truth? All right. So that's why it's saying there were certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon. that was called Niger. All right, Niger. All right, this is a Latin word for black. All right, that's really all it means. All right, but a couple hundred years down the road, they add another G, or a couple hundred years. This is, further down the road, we go into slavery. Boom, they add another G, nigger. All right, it went from Niger to nigger. All right, and then they even took it a step further and made their own definition to say that it means ignorant when that's not the case. All right, Niger is just Latin for black. All right, but it also shows that we was getting called niggas way back then. All right, when Yahawashi walked the earth, we were getting, we got called niggas, or this is the Book of Acts, Salakia. But yeah, we were called niggers. All right, that's nigger, niger. But it's whether it's 2 G's, 1 G, 3 G's, it's the same. It means black, but we were called nigger way back then. All right, as a byword. All right, we were getting called bywords since, I want to say, forever, but we've been getting called bywords for very, very long. All right. And also that's a name that was put on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. Um when was it, when the first when the 13 count, after, what was it, after the Revolutionary War, and they actually start like putting black people into slavery and stuff like that. Like, they were, matter of fact, we could take this way further. When Christopher Columbus, quote unquote, found America, which he didn't find America or India, he somehow ended up in the Bahamas, along that coastline around there. But um, he he's seen the Native Americans. He's seen they were dark. He enslaved them. All right, let's just go straight into it. He enslaved them. All right, so a lot of people say the Native Americans never went into slavery, when in all actuality, so-called Native Americans were the first ones to go into slavery. All right, I mean, they are a nation of, they are a tribe of Israel. They are, Gad, but it wasn't just Gad. It was Gad, um, Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans. We had Benjamin, which in that area it was the Arawak Indians. All right, so but these are all tribes of Israel that were enslaved. All right, and Gad was the first one. All right, when Christopher Columbus came, he snatched up, Salaki, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just gonna pair. He about 1,000 maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look it up. But about 1,000 slaves the first time he went, and out of all those slaves that he took, only like 100, maybe less than 100, but about 100 survived the trip. All right, he takes 1,000, only 100 make the trip, but he said it was good business. All right, so that's what kickstarted the Salakia, that's what kickstarted the transatlantic slave trade. All right, a lot of people don't. I mean, we went into slavery a few hundred years later, but the Indians, the Native Americans, they were already, the ancient Aztecs. That was the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. The Spanish came and conquered them. The conquistadors came and conquered them. All right. Also, the Mayans, the Aztecs, Mayans, and there's the Aztec and the Incas. The Incas. They're the that goes into Brazil and all that. But all of the, you feel me? That was the kickstart to the transatlantic slave trade. All right. So like it's all, and they were all called nigger at the end of the day. All right. They pretty much, the oppressor, they such a devil that automatically they think, since you got dark skin, you a nigga. You feel me? When yeah, but no, it's like, no, you feel me? They just went around putting bywords on everybody, and that's wicked. You feel me? But I'm gonna conclude this class. I want to go a little longer, but it's late, Slakia. But I'm gonna go into another class and go over this, go a little bit more in depth. All right. I'm gonna have more historical articles and stuff like that I'll pull up. for your edification. But this is Priest and Officer Sharash, all right, of the ISUPK, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, all right, Rochester, New York, Western New York, Buffalo, New York. All right. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, ISUPK Rochester. You can catch us at ISUPK Upstate New York. All right. Check out the classes. All right, we got classes every Thursday. All right, every Thursday for Rochester. We got a class every Thursday, but we have classes going every day, pretty much 24/7, 365. All right, unlike the Christian church. But yeah, I just wanted to give a salute, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Barakathum to the brothers. All right, Yahawashi, Alatha, Bashim, Yahawashi to the sisters. All right, and with that being said, Shalom, Israel.